Hello, hello. Welcome to Tolaw. My name is Alexis McNally. I'm a Haitian American human rights lawyer. Through Tolaw, I'll be demystifying the legal career for aspiring and early career lawyers. Today, we're going to be talking about how to pick a law school. There are so many things that you can evaluate when you are picking a law school, but only a few of those things at the end of the day are actually important to ensuring your success. In order to make this important decision, there are a few questions you'll need to ask yourself. Where do you want to practice? And is it okay that this is different from the place where you attend law school? I think you should try to be as close as possible to the location where you want to practice. The reason for this being that your network is your lifeline. You will likely have much better access to jobs if you have spent the last 3 years living, interning, and building relationships with the people, firms, orgs that you hope to work with in the future. It can be challenging to break into the legal scene in a state different from where you studied, especially because of the fact that there isn't one single bar exam that grants you permission to practice in every US state. Maybe you live in Indiana, you love Indiana, your family's there, and you plan to live and practice law in Indiana, then you should be applying to schools in Indiana or in the Midwest region. Why? Because of the network that I just mentioned, but also because you'll likely be close to loved ones. Maintaining your relationships with your loved ones will be critically important for ensuring your sanity and keeping some balance to your life as you start law school. Cost of moving multiple times, first to law school and then to the place where you're interning and then to the place where you want to practice, those costs, they're going to add up. Traveling back and forth during vacations or for a visit may be costly, or you may just not have time to do that during law school. So you really need to think about the place of your prospective law school, what you want your life to look like for the 3 years that you're studying, and the 3 years after, and the years after you graduate. This is long-term planning. I know it can be really stressful, but it's a must. You should visit the law school. Law schools will have open days, and some will actually pay for admitted students to come visit. Going to the law school will allow you to really get a feel for the place, for the potential professors, the administrators, and the classmates, for the people local to the town where the law school is situated, for the restaurants and recreation that will be available to you. Location is really the number one factor here for picking a law school. Next, you'll want to look at what the school offers you. What are your areas of interest, and does the law school offer anything that can allow you to explore and develop those interests? For example, if you are interested in human rights and international law, look to see if the school has a center, a clinic, or a journal geared towards those areas. Look to see if they have a lot of courses available on those topics, or if there's even a specific track at the law school for that topic. I applied to my alma mater because they had a very strong study abroad program. I was able to work abroad during my first summer. I was able to travel with my professors to Southeast Asia during my 2L year, and work on peacemaking and constitution building. I was able to complete a dual degree program and get my LLM in Paris during my third year of law school. So just look and see if the school has anything that vibes with what you're trying to accomplish. Look to see if a law school is offering bar exam prep courses and mental health services. Ask around to learn about the quality of their career services team. What's the point of going to law school if you finish your 3 years and you're not able to get a job? Look into student organizations. Is there an international law society if that's something you're interested in? Is there a Black Law Students Association? Is there a pro bono assistance program? What opportunities do your prospective law schools offer you to obtain hands-on experience with the law? Okay, so picking a law school is a lot like picking a partner. You need to be compatible. You need to be checking the law school's boxes as much as the law school needs to be checking yours. Take a look at your prospective law school's admitted student profiles, figure out what the average undergraduate GPA and LSAT score is, Apply to some schools that are solidly attainable given your profile, and also to a couple of schools that are aspirational. A lot of people fall into the trap of solely looking at ranking or putting too much emphasis on ranking. They beat themselves up trying to get into a T14. Look, unless you're trying to work for SCOTUS, the ranking of your law school really isn't going to matter as much as the location of your law school does in terms of job prospects. If ranking is very important to you, understand your why, understand why that is. If you care more about prestige than any other factor about a law school, then by all means select a law school based on its ranking. However, if you are mostly concerned about rankings due to job prospects and earning potential, focus your attention on the location of the school and then maybe use the ranking of the schools in that region to determine which school is right for you. Okay, so law school is ridiculously expensive. In-state tuition adds up to around $120,000 after 3 years of school. Keep in mind, you still have to live and eat during those 3 years. To limit costs, definitely look into the cost of living in the location of your law school. You see, it always comes back to location. Look into average rental prices, grocery and gas prices. Make a 3-year budget and see which law schools you will be able to afford. You may have to choose a law school that's close to home so that you can avoid or limit the cost of accommodation and transportation. Let's say you live in Illinois and you've been accepted to a school in California and awarded a large scholarship. With that scholarship, does it make financial sense for you to still choose the school in California if you also got into a school in Illinois and will be able to live at home or enjoy a lower cost of living for 3 years? I would be remiss if I did not talk about student loans. Student loans are the only way that many people can even have access to law school. Student loans, they're an investment. They are a gamble. You are investing in yourself and betting on yourself and your success as a lawyer when you decide to take out student loans to fund your studies. If you are someone that will be taking out student loans, you should still make a 3-year budget that takes these loans into consideration. When you are picking a law school, be sure to look into the cost of attendance because this will be a huge factor that the government will consider when issuing you student loans. The higher the cost of attendance, the more loan money you will likely be allotted. Last but certainly not least, look into class size and diversity. You may want to be at a much smaller school where you have a less competitive access to professors, or you may want to be at a school where there are more people of color. All of this information will be available on law school websites so that you can make an informed choice. If the diversity of the student population is of concern to you, do your research, reach out to the student leaders of affinity groups, have a chat with them, and get to know the culture of the school. All right, so that is an overview of the things that you should be considering when selecting a law school. If you are still on the fence about going to law school in the first place, check out my video where I discuss all of the things you should consider when first deciding whether or not to pursue a JD. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.